I'm not going to be on video today just because my hair is looking a little cray-cray. So we'll call it COVID-19 cray-cray. So let's go ahead and get started. We are doing problems 31 through 40 today in this video. Okay, so this first question says, what are the coordinates of the point plotted in quadrant 3 on the coordinate plane shown below? This is our quadrant 3. Okay, so we are at -5, -4. Quadrant 3, this is quadrant 2, this is quadrant 1, and this is quadrant 4. So we are looking at this one down here, and it is at -5, -4, over to -5, down to -4. So our x variable is at -5, and our y variable, that's not how we should write that actually. It will never let me do the eraser on here for some reason. It's hard to get. Okay, -5. That's how we should have written that one. -5. And then our y would be a -4. So -4. Your negative sign and your numbers should be in two separate spaces. Okay, so -5, -4 is the answer for 31. Okay, so 32 says the amount of time Jace played video games during 9-day period is shown on the table below. Use the table to find the average amount of time Jace spent playing video games per day. Okay, so what we want to do here is we're finding the average. That's another word for the mean. To find the mean, you want to add all of these numbers together and then divide by how many numbers you have. So we are adding all of these numbers together. So you can add them all together at one time, or you can add them together in smaller chunks. I like to do smaller chunks just so that I don't make as many mistakes. So 5 plus 2 is 7. 7 plus 6, well, 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 7 is 17. Okay, so now we have 177, and I'm going to add that to 96 and 110. That is 6 plus 7 is 13, carry my 1. That's 9, 10, plus 8 is 18. 1, 2, and 3. So I have 383 now. And now I'm down to, I've added up all of these so far. I'm down to 58 and 83. If I can write my numbers correctly. 3 plus 8 is 11. 12, 13, 14. Carry your 1. 8 and 8 is 16. Plus 1 is 17. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Carry your 2. 2 and 3 makes 5. Okay, we are not done yet. We still have, I'm going to write it, not 525, 524. Okay, I'm going to write it up here, 105, and then 91. So 5 plus 4 is 9, plus 1 is 10. 9 and 1 is 10, plus 2 is 12. 5 and 1 makes 6, plus 1 more is 7. So 720 when I added up all of these numbers. However you want to add them up without using a calculator is up to you. But you should have gotten 720. And then you take that number and then you're going to divide it by how many numbers you have. You have 9 numbers total. So you're going to divide it by 9. 9 cannot go into 7, but it goes into 72 8 times. 8 times 9 is 72. Subtract and you get 0. Bring down your 0. 9 goes into 0, 0 times. 0 times 9 is 0. Subtract and you get 0. So our answer here is 80. Remember, if you have any bubbles on the FSA, you need to make sure to bubble them in. Okay. 33. Jake has 7 green marbles and 5 white marbles. What is the ratio of green to white? Well, we need green to come first if we're if we are making the ratio of green to white. Sometimes it'll trick you and it'll have white first. If it says what is the ratio of white marbles to green marbles, then you would need to flip them. But right now it says green to white, so the green marbles comes first, which is our 7, and our white marbles comes second, which is our 5. So 7 to 5, you can write it like this. You can write it like this. Or you can write it like this. These all say 7 to 5. And if you had, let's say you had 2 to 4 as your ratio, you could always reduce that to 1 to 2. Okay, so ratios can be reduced. In this case, 7 to 5 cannot be reduced. So we would leave it as 7 to 5. And you don't want to turn this into a mixed number here, even though the top number is larger than the bottom number. When we are dealing with ratios, they are two separate amounts. It is not one number. We are comparing two different things. So we want to make sure that that stays an improper fraction. Okay, number 34. Gabe earns money mowing lawns. He would like to save more than $125 from his job so that he can buy a guitar and guitar lessons. Which inequality represents the amount of savings S Gabe would like to have for the guitar and lessons? Well, if he wants more than $125, that is the more than sign or greater than sign. So the greater than $125, and we have S for his savings. So his savings need to be more than $125, and that is answer choice B. Create a number line model of the savings in dollars Gabe would like to have for the guitar and lessons. So we are going to circle 125, and we are not going to color it in because we are not including 125. If we were including 125, it would be greater than or equal to, and then we would have a closed dot, so we could include 125. But because this is just greater than 125, we want an open dot on 125. And then it says it's greater than. Greater than is going in this direction, so we need to shade all of the numbers that are greater than 125. So you would be shading in this direction. We want to shade all the numbers that are greater than 125 because all of these values could go in for S, and we want to make it true. So is 150 greater than 125? Yes. So that is why we shaded in the direction of 150. Is 175 greater than 125? Yes, that is why we shaded in the direction of 125. Okay, so we shade all the way up to that 125. Okay, what is the value of the expression shown below? I'm going to rewrite this. Make sure to line up your decimals. Remember, you guys are not allowed to use calculators in 6th grade on FSA, so we need to make sure we know how to do this manually. Line up your decimals and bring your decimal point straight down. 7 minus 3 gives me 4. We cannot take 5 from 0, so we will have to borrow. 10 minus 5 gives me 5. We cannot take 4 from 2, so we will have to borrow. 12 minus 4 gives me 8. 5 minus 1 gives me 4. 7 minus 3 gives me 4. So my answer is 448, decimal point, 54 hundredths. Okay, so 448 and 54 hundredths. And again, if you're shading that in, make sure to bubble your letter or your numbers in completely. Make sure that you bubble in a decimal point. Because sometimes on those FSA or state assessments, what gets us is the bubbling in, not necessarily that you got the numbers wrong. But if you bubble them in incorrectly, then you would get the answer wrong, and we don't want that. Okay, it says Bailey surveyed 90 students at her school to see how many owned dogs. She found out that 7 out of every 10 students she surveyed had dogs. So 7 had dogs out of 10 students that she surveyed? Of the students she surveyed, of the students she surveyed, how many said they owned a dog? So if she's surveying 90 students total, sorry, I should turn off my notifications when I'm doing this. 90 total surveyed. We want to know how many own dogs. So we're going to set this up as a proportion. We're then going to cross multiply. So 90 times 7 and 10 times x. 90 times 7 is 630. 9 times 7 is 63, so we just put that 0 on the end. And 10 times x is 10x, and to solve a multiplication equation, we have to do the opposite and divide. So we are going to divide both sides by 10. 10 divided by 10 is 1, and 1 times x is x. And 630 divided by 10, we can just cut off these zeros, and our answer will be 63. So, how many said they owned dogs? 63 owned dogs. And by the way, this isn't, I shouldn't have written 63 dogs. I just did that to abbreviate. We're talking about the students. So 63 students owned dogs. Okay, that's better. Okay, Washington, D.C. has an elevation of 410 feet above sea level. Death Valley, California has an elevation of negative 282 feet. Select all the following statements that is true. So we got 410 feet up here. We'll call this sea level. Down here we got negative 282. And this is Death Valley. And this is Washington, D.C. Okay. The difference in the elevations of the two cities is less than 600. Well, we have to find the difference between these two. Well, from this point to 0 is 410, and from negative 282 to 0 is 282. So to find the difference between the two, we're actually going to add those two together. So that's 2, 9, and 6. So that 692 is the difference between these two. And that is not less than 600. That is more than 600. So B is going to be our correct answer there. But it did say select all that apply. Every time it says select all that apply, you're going to have more than one answer choice that you have to select. Washington, D.C. is farther from sea level than Death Valley. Well, Washington, D.C. is up 410 and Death Valley is down 282. And if you are getting further away from 0, your 0 is sea level, or sea level is 0. So which one is further from 0? That would be Washington, D.C. So this is correct. So C is correct. Death Valley is above sea level. It is not. It is below. Death Valley is at sea level. No, because that would be 0. 0 is sea level. Death Valley is below sea level. That is correct. So F is correct. Okay, what is the x-coordinate? That is 5 units to the right of negative 2, 6. So if we are at, I like to draw. It helps me to see visually where I'm at. Okay, so if we are at, this is 0, 0, right? This is negative 1, negative 2. Okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is negative 1, not negative 5. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. Okay, so if we are at negative 2, positive 6, 5 units to the right, I'm going to have to draw more. I did not draw this accurately. Okay, so I mean, it's accurate, but I needed to draw further over here, so I should have scooted my whole coordinate plane over. Goodness gracious. Okay, so this is negative 2, positive 6. We want to move 5 units to the right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See what I mean? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we are now going to go to -2, positive 11. And it says, what is the x coordinate? What is the value of the x coordinate? The x coordinate is negative. I knew something was wrong here. I am losing it today. I'm so sorry. I have not had my coffee yet today. Okay, this was completely wrong. Sorry. I have no idea what I was thinking. Sorry. Okay, -2, positive 6. This is our x value. This is our y value. Get it together, Miss West. Okay, so again, let me draw for you. So if we are at -2, positive 6, that is here. -1, -2, up to, goodness gracious. Okay, so -2. See, even teachers make mistakes. This should make you feel a lot better, right? -2, positive 6. It is always best to check your work, by the way, because when you are making a colossal mistake, if you check over your work, you may be able to realize that you're doing something incorrectly, like I just was. Okay, so we are moving 5 units to the right. So we are starting at -2. That goes to -1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. So I moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So now we are at +3, positive 6. It did not change when we just moved to the right. It did not change your y value. It only changed your x value. So your x value is now 3. And again, it was just asking for your x coordinate. It was not asking for your y. So your answer is just one number. If it was asking for an ordered pair, then it would be asking for 3, 6, but it's just asking for your x value, so you would just put 3. Let's hope I don't mess up anymore. I wish I could edit these videos so I don't have to look like I look. Okay, which of the following expressions is equivalent to 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Okay, so this is 6 fours, right? So 4 to the 6th power would be 1, which is B. But it did say select all that apply, so let's make sure that we have all of them done. If we've got 4 to the 3rd power and 4 to the 5th power, you're going to add those exponents together, and 3 plus 5 gives us 8. Okay, so this is 4 to the 8th power. That is not the same as 4 to the 6th. We have 2 plus 4 here, which gives us 6, so that is 4 to the 6th power. 6 to the 4th power is not the same as 4 to the 6th power. This is 4 to the 6th power, right? And this is 6 to the 4th power. So they are not the same. Then we have 4 to the 2nd 3 times. So 4 to the 2nd is this, right? And we have that 3 times. So that's 1, 2, 3. Oops, why did I just... See? I need coffee! What is wrong with me today? Okay, so this is 4 to the 2nd, 4 to the 2nd, and 4 to the 2nd. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fours, and that is correct. 4 to the 6th power. Oh, good thing I'm almost done. Caleb wants to put carpet in a room in his house. A drawing of the room is shown below. How much carpet in square feet will the room need? You can either break this down by drawing a line here, or you could break it down by drawing a line here. Whatever is easiest for you sounds good to me. I like to draw the line here because base times height is what we're doing because we're finding the area of both of the rectangles and then we'll add them together. So the The base and the height for this rectangle is 10 and 20. And 1 times 2 is 2, and we have 2 zeros, so 200. That's for this one down here. And now we need to do 8 times 10. Base times height is 8 and 10. And 8 times 10 gives me 80. And now we just add these two together. So we have 200 plus 80, which is 280 feet squared. It doesn't need us to put feet squared because in the answer up here it said it was already going to be in square feet. So that's 280. 280. Okay, that's all I have for you guys today. I'm so sorry I was all over the place today. Next time I do a video, I promise to have more coffee before I do it. I hope you guys have a great day. Remember, you can always ask me questions about any of these anytime you have any need more help than what these videos give you. You are more than welcome to ask me, email me, give me a call, anything. Okay, I miss you guys. Hope you're doing well. Bye.